Hello there, it is finally here. We've got new info for my most anticipated game of the year, Star Wars Zero Company from BitReactor and Respawn. This is a turn-based tactics game. The easiest way to describe it is Star Wars XCOM. Now, PCGamer got exclusive access to the game, got to play about 4.5 hours of it. Go check out their video on their YouTube channel and their article on PCGamer.com, which is where the majority of the information from this video is going to come from. Now, first and foremost, I'm going to admit there were a few bits of information from this preview that disappointed me. The first one is that they were not allowed to capture any gameplay footage, so sadly we're still stuck with the end footage of the reveal trailer for now. That's a little disappointing. I really wanted to see more of this game. We do get some new screenshots, however, throughout PCGamer's video and article though, so we can get some new information from those. And if you're sitting there going, Star Wars Zero Company, what the hell is that? Well, this was revealed last year at Star Wars Celebration in April. If you don't know what kind of game this is, you get a sort of isometric bird's eye view almost of a battlefield. You direct your operators, your squad members around the field and give them orders. Take cover here, shoot that enemy, cover this sector, that sort of stuff. Interact with this object on the field. You take your turn, the enemy takes their turn, and you see who comes out on top. I love these types of games. I love XCOM 2, especially with all the Star Wars mods available for it. Fantastic game, and this is now going to be like my new obsession when it comes out. Now, Zero Company is set during the Clone Wars, and your character is named Hawks, who can be fully customized as well. Male, female, a few alien options as well for the race can be seen here with human, Twilight, Zabrak, and Mirialan. We do see other species represented throughout the game, so I don't know if those are also available to choose for Hawks, but this is just what we see on this screen. So you can create Hawks. Hawks is the one that you are playing as. Essentially, you still control Hawks on the battlefield as you control your other squad mates. Now, they have Zero Company, they have authored characters, which are the characters they've made specifically for the game. These include Jedi Padawan Tel-Rea Vokoss, Mandalorian Cly Kullervo, Umbaran Sniper Luco Bronc, and Clone Trooper Trick. Now, you can also create characters to fill out your squad, kind of like how in XCOM you can just recruit new characters and you can customize them how you want. Now, this does bring us to disappointment number 2 from this news. On the PCGamer site in the article, they state that the Mandalorian Warrior and the Jedi Padawan are locked to these story characters, I think. To me, this says that we can't create our own Mandalorians and we can't create our own Jedi characters. I don't know if I'm misinterpreting that information. Let me know what you think. Read it for yourself and decide. But that's how I took that to be, as Mandalorian and Jedi were one of the exotic classes, which are a lot more restricted than the others, which is very disappointing because I really wanted to create an entire squad of Mandalorians at one point, and I may not actually be able to do that without the assistance of mods at this point. But along with those two classes, along with astromech and one more mystery class, there seems to be these 4 restricted exotic classes that have limitations placed on them. But aside from those 4 classes, you also have 8 others to play around with, which includes assault, heavy, medic, sharpshooter, soldier, scoundrel, gunslinger, and scout. So 12 classes off the bat. That's pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. That's a pretty good selection. And obviously, just like Hawks, you can customize these characters as well. I'm assuming the same options are available, like your Mirialan, your Zabrak, your Twi'leks. We also see Togruta, Roidian, Nikto enemy in screenshots. We see a Deveronian. We see this big blue guy that I don't know what that is. So I'm assuming there'll be a decent amount of species to choose from. I'm hoping for Nautilin. Now, in this video, they say that your squad will consist of 4 operators like XCOM, and I'm going to assume that it starts with 4 operators like XCOM, and then you can later on unlock more spots up to 6. As the devs talk about squads of 4 to 6 members being the sweet spot for these types of games, and there is a screenshot as well in the video of your squad having 5 operators, 4 people and an astromech included, who act as support characters basically. So I'm guessing that it's going to start at 4 and then you can work your way up to 6 by unlocking it. Again, not super confirmed if that's exactly how it works, but that's just what I'm assuming based on what we see. Gameplay is described as what I said before. You have the battlefield, you place your squad, you complete objectives, which could be wipe out X amount of enemies, recover this objective, rescue this person, etc. In one of the examples you see, you have to get to a spot to eavesdrop on a conversation, and that's your success condition. And you choose these missions from your home base called the Den, where you can level up your squad, recruit new members, buy upgrades, and talk with various characters. Now they highlighted some real RPG elements with this, with decisions and talking to characters, and sort of compared it a little bit to Mass Effect, which I thought was very interesting. And I think this kind of leads into another system that they talk about, where they talk about bonds forming between squad members who are sent on missions a lot. And this is where that when they become bonded, you can learn each other's abilities, which gives these characters way more utility to bonded squad mates. And just like XCOM, there is, of course, permadeath for squad mates. What does that mean? If they die, they are gone. They are dead, they're gone from the game, and this can happen to everyone except for the main character, Hawks. If Hawks dies, it's a game over and you restart. This is why these games and XCOM, I think, are really great for role-playing. When you role-play as like a commander sending your squad out into battle, and you've been with this one character for 50 missions, and then they go down on mission 51. It hurts. It hurts when you've invested so much time and effort into this character and you might just put them in the wrong spot. They might not take cover in the right spot and they just buy it on that mission. And it hurts. It hurts. Love that kind of stuff. Looking forward to it here. I may save scum if that is an option. So when choosing your missions, you'll have your story missions and also side missions, which can result in upgrades and more money to spend, maybe unlock some new squad members. But there are also decisions to be made in how you tackle these missions and which ones you tackle first. So similar to the Avatar project in XCOM 2, where the aliens are working towards certain goals, and if you don't stop them by a certain time, they might unlock further abilities. That sort of same thing is happening here, where you'll have to choose which upgrades to prevent the enemy from getting. So there might be a mission over here where if they succeed, like in one of the examples given, their strikers' melee attacks will generate 1 extra resonant charge, whatever the hell that means. But the other mission could be something like, you know, if they succeed at this, all their enemies are going to be 5% more accurate or something, or you know, all the enemies will always have the first move. I'm making these up, but I'm just giving them as an example. So now you have to choose which one of these missions you want to tackle. You sort of have to choose the lesser of two evils to deal with. Which one do you not want the enemy to get? And they said if you would just ignore both of them and just continue on the main mission, they're going to get both upgrades, and it's going to make your experience harder going forward. Now, this isn't new news, this part, but they did also reiterate that you can build an entire squad of astromech droids. Now, astromech droids are basically support characters, so having all astromech droids might not make you the most offensive squad in the world, but you'll probably be able to pull off some pretty weird things doing it that way. Now, I do wonder how limited we are with creating full squads of a certain type of character, because like they said in the article, the Jedi and the Mandalorians are restricted, locked to those story characters. So I do wonder if we can have like maybe a full squad of clones like Trick, or is that something else that's going to sort of be locked off? Because in the story, Hawks and Trick are the ones that founded Zero Company because they sort of went off on their own, so it wouldn't make sense within the canon of the game to have other clone troopers. The reason I bring it up is because I know that myself and a lot of other people, one of our first thoughts was, I'm making a whole squad of clone troopers and I'm role-playing as someone in the Clone Wars, you know? Having a full squad of clones is what a lot of people I think are going to want to do, and it just remains to be seen at this point whether or not we're going to actually be able to do that. In the rest of the video, they talk about how great the game looks. There's a couple of visual bugs and things here and there, but they say it's looking pretty good. It's on track for release this year, they hope. There is no solid release date just yet. I do wonder if they've got something worked out with Star Wars Galactic Racer so that they're not releasing too close to each other. I think that's probably the case. Once again though, this is my most anticipated game of the year. A Star Wars XCOM game is my perfect Star Wars game. It really, really is. And I'm loving what I'm seeing and hearing from it so far. If this hits, I will be doing so many playthroughs of it. I do have those questions that I want to be answered. Can I make Mandos? Can I make other Jedi characters? It doesn't seem like it, but can I have that full squad of clones? So let me know what you think of Star Wars Zero Company. Make sure you check out the video and the article on PCGamer. I'll put links in the description below. And thank you for watching. Make sure you follow me here and over on TikTok. I'm so goddamn excited for this game. I'll be sure to do more videos when we get even a smidge of new news about this. Anyway, thank you for watching again, and as always, may the Force be with you.